bit different, isn't it? Is this lovely chap? I thought today I would give a bit of an introduction back into vlogging, as I haven't done it in probably over a year, or about a year. And quite a bit has changed. Flo's in the next door stable, by the way. Everybody who thinks gotten rid of Flo, that's never happening. Sorry, his door's open. Let me sort him out and I'll be back. As it's been so long since I've been vlogging, thought it would be a nice thing to just give a little update about where we are with the horses, and to do a bit of a dummy's guide to eventing, because I'm well aware that on Instagram, where you should go and follow me, and TikTok, I have a following base of eventers that I know and lots of professional riding people, and on YouTube over here I have the fun people mainly who like to watch me muck about on ponies. So thought I'd do a little bit of a dummy's guide to eventing. As we've moved to a new area and a new yard where I have my lovely ponies at home, I thought it would be a really nice thing for us to do now, as we have a young horse and a very experienced horse, and they're on completely different workloads, to give a bit of a background into what we do with them. And since our first event of the season is tomorrow and we don't really have much going on, we have pretty decent plans this year. Competition wise, not really, but pony maturity wise, definitely. So yeah, thought it would be quite interesting. Right, usually on videos like this on YouTube you just see people kind of talking out of camera, but I have lots of things to do today, so I would like to take you along as I talk through our pre-season plans and etc, and how we get our ponies here, and a bit about Bee and Cotswold Cups, and you can watch me do some general pony things instead of me just talking at you and having a big rant about certain things. Right, so over the past year, so last year, Flo was meant to go. So I'm just going to start with a little update with the ponies and what we're planning on doing, and then I can get into some like other stuff. So last year, I think my last vlog may have been an update vlog, which can give you a bit of an insight into what we're expecting of Flo. But in other words, Flo was meant to go kind of novice and 2-star-ish last year, and unfortunately we had a bit of a heartbreak where she went completely lame and we couldn't do anything for the whole year. So if you want to see some like proper professional sort of amateur eventing, you can view our other vlogs, because Flo is quite a good girl. And she's literally taught me everything I know, as well as my mum, who is quite experienced, and I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm gonna stop doing that now. And helps me a lot. I don't know where I would be without then. She was meant to be going novice and being quite competitive, and at this point we didn't have Wally and we were at a livery yard, and that didn't happen. Flo went lame and was off for the whole year, so that was pretty bad. That was pretty devastating. Meaning, oh, you can't see me.
Hey, what's a professional amateur?
I don't know. Shut up. Meaning for like up until June, when I got this guy, I was literally not riding. So I was working at the yard a little bit, but that mainly picked up at the end of last summer, where I was just a stable hand, so I would only hack out a horse or two. And you know, that wasn't very like professional. It was just every now and again if I was free. And it got to the point where we didn't think Flo would be able to be ridden again, let alone evented. So it was a really tough time, and it kind of was made a little bit worse by the amount of expectations we had for her season. And it was all stripped away from us at once, as well as our horse welfare. So it was really heartbreaking. Anyway, one thing led to another, and it kind of happened really miraculously and randomly. But we ended up going to view literally 2 horses, and it was all basically one mistake. And we basically saw Oliver, and Mum kind of couldn't say no. It was a multitude of a lot of factors, and it wasn't helped by the fact that we didn't have a horse at the time. But we ended up getting Oliver, and a little background to him. He is a very green 6-year-old with little education at the time, that needed... Wally, wait please. Here's Flo. Oh, I put her on 0.5 to get her all in the video, and she's looking fat. It's not good.
Well, don't underestimate her old lady ability to suck it in.
So, Mum, you've been riding Flo quite a bit, haven't you?
Yeah.
As we have 2 now. They are in work together.
Also, she is my horse.
Oh,
Yes.
well, great. Anyway, Flo?
She's busy eating.
She's busy.
Darling.
Right, I'll get on with packing up. It's going to be flattering angle. Oh, I've just sat on a water bucket. So secretly, Wally, this is not a good angle of you. Secretly, Ollie is called Wally because he is young, he is 6, but he was really green and very uneducated, like Spider-Man. And he's very talented and very nimble, meaning he was quite a lot to begin with. So, at our yard we were at Alice Patinel's dressage yard. I did do a vlog of moving in with Flo, if you want to go have a little sneak peek of that. And we had our lovely eventer called Briar, who basically rode him for the first 3 months of having him, because I'm not very experienced with young ones. Flo's basically the only horse I've ever ridden, and we really didn't want to mess him up, because I think everybody who will see him in the videos will realise how special he is, and I wouldn't have been able to do anything without Briar. Just putting it out there. If you get a young one, get professional help, because it's pretty bad. Ollie has basically did nothing for the first 6 months other than desensitization. And since September last year he did 2, like, they weren't even one day events, so very low key practice to eventing. Oh, doesn't want to be in frame. And then over the winter you're kind of blocking the shot. And then over the winter he has just gone out and about to a lot of show jumping. Wally, it's not making good TV. No, it's not. So yeah, he went out to a lot of show jumping. I think he's having a wee. So unhelpful. And has just been playing around, learning how to go properly. I think I'm going to go into the training that we've done to be able to get them to their first events over the season. However, just before I do that, I'll explain a little bit about what we're doing this season. So tomorrow we're headed to a 9cm Cotswold Cup, which is an unaffiliated, but it's quite a nice unaffiliated to go to. It's a very respected series of events, and we ordered those on Amazon a few days ago. I think they're working. I've got to hang out now, Wally. No time for playing. Stop it. Right. And Flo, in our first season of eventing, she qualified, which was in 2023, and she went to the championships and came third, actually. And they're brilliant events. They're really well run, lovely courses, and perfect for people who like to take eventing a little bit more seriously but aren't quite ready for BE, or youngsters. So it's not on a record like BE is. So if you compete in a British eventing event and you have a really bad day and you want to sell that horse in the future, somebody can look up the results, which sometimes isn't really wanted, but obviously if you're eventing, that's going to happen anyway. So Cotswold Cup don't hold records, and this year is for Wally. Just gonna get him out going nicely. It's his first, tomorrow's his first event in the season, so this is his first proper event, and I'm very excited to see what he does, because at the moment he's quite attitudey and likes standing up. So on his back legs he does a good old rear for me every now and again. So we're not going to do that tomorrow because we're really well behaved. So we're taking Flo to the same event as Oliver, which again is quite ironic because considering last year was meant to be her 2-star season, we've taken her back to 90, and I'm actually really excited to take her. She has had fab training up to this event and is feeling ready for it. So, well, she's feeling ready to go back eventing. So that's just perfect. 1 minute. Got to get in now. I'll be going, it won't be much later for you guys. I'll be in 1 second, but I'll be going through all of this stuff in the lorry that I'm putting in now. I've just got to get my boots. We're taking Flo just to basically pop around a course and see if she's feeling up to it. I wanted to completely take the pressure off, so that's why she isn't entered for BE, because I don't know if she's being a bit temperamental at the minute. Sometimes I feel like she's really taking me into fence and really loving it, and other times she just isn't where I want her to be in her mindset. And I think if anyone's watched any of our other vlogs and seen what else this horse has given me, I think everyone will agree she owes me absolutely nothing. So it's also a great opportunity to take them both out together, which will be the first time that I'm doing that at an event. I've done that since I've had 2 of them out competing together, show jumping all through the winter, but eventing, obviously you've got 3 phases per horse, so riding 6 times tomorrow. What do we have to say?
Well, I wasn't listening to you twittering on. I was actually doing my best to be quiet. But now that I'm allowed to join in, I'd like to say how this is very important, even in the bright sunshine.
And look how good it looks with Cotswold Fox.
Yeah, have you told anyone about your new sponsor?
I actually am going to do a little note in this vlog, but now it's quite a good time, as Mum is beautifully modelling the Truth equestrian jods, and so am I. Wait, you can't even see my leg there, can you?
My logo's on the other side. They are very comfortable.
Yeah, mine's almost a bit too sticky, so...
And nice colours.
That's good. And they are nice colours.
Look, Flo loves them. Oh my goodness. Gonna hear my lamb impression?
Yeah, go on. People have been asking for you, so go on then. No, not on the internet. And another good sponsor from last year is my Cotswold Fox Quartersits, which you can't see the logo now because I'm in safety high vis. But they've been wonderful and kept me nice and warm in the winter.
To be fair, I think you've worn them every day.
I have made a reel about it saying that I literally live in them and I'm not being an influencer. I literally wear them at any time I can.
In fact, aren't there some new ones out that you could do with a couple of?
Yeah, I think so, Cotswold Fox.
Yeah, don't forget the mother. I think they're quite nice.
Mummy can fit into mine. You shrunk them in the wash.
Yeah.
Good. Another very, very honourable mention is Paige Saunders Photography, who you'll see in my clips in a minute of our run up to our eventing. She came to Tweedledown and filmed Wally and Flo doing their first cross country school on grass this year, and
They will both be supporting her in their saddle pads tomorrow.
Yeah,
their first
our
event.
clean saddle pads are out drying now, very white. Well, you'll see yourself on the big telly when we watch this vlog.
There, Oliver just saw a scary
Good. I'm going to include that.
you might notice Walliver is called Walliver for good reason. Have you explained?
Yeah.
And then he does that all the time, and Flo just goes, what?
They didn't even
They are
move.
so different. They couldn't be more opposite, could they really?
No.
In every way.
But saying about Paige, I've known Paige for 2 years now, and I vouch for her every occasion I can, really. I think she's brilliant.
Your #1 fan, to
Yeah.
be fair. She turned up when you went to Badminton Grassroots on her first shoot.
That was the first time I met her.
She was only 16, starting out with her career, and she's bossing it. She's absolutely rammed with her bookings.
But
for
you could always
the
get
whole
in.
of summer. She's still at university. I'm super impressed with her dedication, and her photography is great, and she's come on just...
You're going a bit too fast for us now.
Oh, slow down, Flo. Keep up, Walliver. Flo's got the slowest walk in the
My
world.
arm's getting cramped. Carry on.
Well, I just think she's brilliant, and she's really super lovely as well. A real sweetie.
I could name a lot of the supporters that I've had, to be honest, but thought it would be nice to include Henry James. Sadly, this year we have lost them as a sponsor. However, we do use Wally's in his bridle right now, and we do use their stuff every time we go out. Flo's jumping bridle is Henry James.
Warning, we're going past
I think I might have to stop recording in a minute.
Hop brewery, and it sounds like they're having a bit of a
Drum and
shindig.
bass competition.
We might have to come back. But I'd just like to say Henry James have been amazing, and I totally understand why they haven't kept you on this year, because we did nothing last year, but hopefully that will change.
Right, we're back from a hack. We survived that. We were going to go and have a little pub trip and a few pints, but Flo decided, actually it wasn't Wally this time, Flo decided she didn't like the
Natasha,
Gaelic
sorry to
dancing.
interrupt.
With eventing, you have 3 phases. So the dressage test, the show jump round, and the cross country round. And your horse has to be fit enough, and they're all like separate. You like wash it off in between phases, and then you go home. And that is a 1-day event. So that's like the lowest level eventing you can do. It's good if you educate yourself on what is near you, because you might have like a really nice venue near your house that just runs its own little event, or you might find that like horse events, that's a great one. They used to be my sponsors actually, and they run like very low-key eventing 1-day events, and you're gonna have to deal with the lead rope and the pony nose. So apart from all of the regular Wally, all of the regular kind of horsemanship deals that you get, like physio, farrier, clipping, just to make sure they're nice and comfortable, especially in the winter. You also have other things to think about, like fitness and schooling and training to make sure they're ready and things like that. So my mum, Mummy Crapper, used to be a, don't mind the hat hair, she used to be a intermediate event rider with Richard Mead back when he was in his time. His also son is Harry Mead, who a lot of people will know more from this day and age. And she teaches me everything that I know and have known all of my life. And what we do is we make a schedule. So you have like your plan for the year, like your ultimate goal and aim, and obviously you might be a bit undecided like we are this year. We want to see if Flo is going eventing properly, and then see if Ollie can get the hang of it a bit more than he already knows how to show jump. Like, we want to see how he will cope with eventing. So obviously that's not like a clear plan, so you can't pencil that in the diary. However, I have made a video of this before when we were had a whole season plan, which you can go and watch on my channel, where I basically explain what we wanted to do with Flo in the year. And then I also have our Road to Badminton Grassroots vlogs, and Badminton Grassroots itself as a vlog, where you can see all of our training that led up to that event and how the event actually planned out. But I will take you into what we have done this year, because we obviously have a completely opposite set of horses, so it will be really interesting to see the difference in the training that each of them have. But for now, I'm going to wash some ponies. So when you go eventing, it's really important that you have clean tack and a clean horse and you look presentable. You'll need 2 different outfits yourself, and obviously your horse's tack will be personal preference and what works for the pony, so I can't really say anything on that. However, you might need a stronger bit for cross country and a jumping saddle definitely, although you can have a dressage saddle to do your testing. For dressage and show jumping, you can be in smart equestrian gear, so like a jacket and usual things that you would wear to go show jumping. And for cross country, you would need something like I'm wearing here. When you're doing cross country, the course, depending on what height you will be doing, is going to be about 4 minutes long, or it can increase as the lower you go, the longer your optimum time will be, and it's best to be closest to your optimum time. You can find all of this on the event that you have entered and its website, alongside the dressage test that you have to learn. Here I am cross country schooling as our prep for our first one-day event of the season. It was all about giving Oliver some things to look at and showing him every aspect that we'll be getting in a 90 centimetre eventing course, like now a chicana, so that's a ditch underneath a fence, some water. You won't quite have this big or technical things at 90 centimetres, but it's really good to educate yourself on what you're going to be receiving in the course that you can enter. And it's great to know that your horse is like able to do that and you'll be safe. Now, when we're getting fit for a one-day event, you will have to figure out what works out for your horse and create a plan. You can't go eventing without your horse being fit enough or you being fit enough. So it's great to have something nearby that you can do once or twice a week leading up to your event. Like we trot up a hill, as you've just seen on our hack, and we do that after school 3 times a week. You just saw me going through my dressage test. We do that at least once before every event, so you're fresh and you've memorised it in your head. You can't at events have somebody talking to you about you can't have somebody shouting your test at you. You have to memorise it, and you can find that on the website. Here is Paige Sanders Photography and her brilliant footage, like we said on our hack, of her capturing our ponies at Tweezledown at our first cross-country school in the year. So far we have done 2, and this could change throughout the season. We could go again depending on how the horses are going. I think I'm now going to start talking about packing and studs and what to do in different weather conditions when you're eventing, as it all depends on certain aspects. Don't really have a great place to put you in the tack room. Let me sort myself out. I'm just cleaning our saddles, and hopefully Mum will come in and help me clean the riders because I hate doing that. I've just been asking Mum what I've missed, and she said some really good points about how if you're competing and you've done all of your prep to get to this event, you feel fully prepared, which by the way, don't go to an event if you have doubt about your ability or your horse's ability, or you're scared in any way. It's great to be nervous and it's great to be apprehensive, and I do it all the time where I look at fences on the course and I think, oh, that's quite a challenge, but that's really good. You're not meant to be really scared and thinking you're gonna die, because that's not what it's about. Your eventing is purely to have fun with you and your horse and do like a mini triathlon and get fit enough, and mainly it's just about training and having fun. And it is really great to have an aim when you go, so that might be...
Can I butt in?
Yeah.
I also think there's a massive thing about having a goal and your
I was just about to say that.
Your personal achievements. So whatever it is, you know, for me, a million years ago, if I managed to trot a decent 20-metre circle, I thought I was, and not come last in the dressage.
Really bad at dressage.
That was a win for me, you know. Straight up the centre line, we'll take that. It's that kind of thing.
It is really great to be able to plan your event season and have like a championship at the end of it, or like a 3-day event that you want to go to. Bicton for British eventers is usually an end of season goal. However, sometimes, like tomorrow with Wally, I am hoping to get a nice, not so wobbly dressage test, be straight in the show jumping, and make sure he locks on to every fence that he goes cross country. I'm not drastically hoping he goes clear, because it's not what it's about, especially since as he's young. I always have like a championship I want to go to, or like a specific event or a specific dressage school that I want to reach, and a lot of the time that's just not manageable, and it's really easy in this sport to put so much pressure on yourself that it doesn't become fun, and especially at lower levels, it's just not what it's about. I was saying that you have to be really prepared to go eventing. You can do brilliant things like combined training, which doesn't have like a championship, or like it's not like British eventing or like show jumping, and it's literally just you're going through a dressage test, a judge is watching you, you're getting your marks. So it's like when you go to school and you do like a test in maths, the reason you do it is to learn from that test and that mistake that you made. So in your like final exam, which would be the event, you have improved as much as you can the pre-tests. When you get to the actual test, you're good at it. And it also, when you go combined training, it means that it enables you and your memory to be able to learn tests more easily. I love going combined training because after you have your test, you can go around a show jump course, and that can also be really helpful. It's basically like a winter version of eventing without the cross country. I'm really lucky in the fact that I've had some really great coaching, especially with Oliver, with Briar
And Alice.
And Katie. And they've all really helped me. But I would say that if you're going to do something quite serious like eventing, you should definitely get somebody who knows a bit more than you do as a beginner, and is preferably quite experienced with eventing, to give you a little plan on your training and fitness. So when you're doing your combined training and your dressage and your fitness, you should put it all, we've got the calendar over there, which we set everything up, and a yearly planner inside, which if we're going to do something like a combined training, we'll write it in so we know like the day after that they need a day off, and then they should have like hill trot later that week for fitness wise and blah blah blah. And then with your like gallop training, you need to give them a proper long trot to warm up, and keep them nice and round, and don't just pelt it, because if you do things like that, you're at very high risk of like pulling a horse's tendon.
Also, I think the gallops is a little misleading, because you're basically not galloping.
You're not meant to be galloping.
You don't want to be galloping. It's a fitness exercise.
Obviously, it's personal preference, but it's
But
for
we're not
stamina wise.
Galloping.
No.
No.
3 lovely saddles with wonky. Oh, Wally only has 1 bridle. Flo has 2. Please read up on the tack that you will need for, I think it's any event now. You definitely can't do things like jump in a schooling stick, or let's keep an eye on the dog. You can't go cross country in a stiff peaked hat. Although they look very smart, they're not safe. And you need a body protector to go cross country. You'll need a number bib, which reminds me I have to put my numbers in my number bib. That you need to print out your numbers or write them. They will be out with your times, which should be on eventing scores. If not, it will be on the website. You've got your tack, got your boots. You might want to invest in different boots for your horse when you're doing things like cross country. We have, so you just saw me there putting my number bib in the lorry. I have a little wardrobe with my body protector, my jackets and my coats. In our lorry, I have done a lorry tour before and packing for pre-season. Everybody knows Zorro. I'm hoping it gets through this year because it's a really great lorry, but it's very old. So this is what we're packing for tomorrow. Karma, in case Oliver has a meltdown. You always want to do expecting for the worst, hoping for the best, because it could go either way with anything. Especially now that I'm riding 2, a lot of the time, like when I went cross country schooling on Thursday, I came to Laura and I was like, I really need some like sweets, which we forgot to get from the shops on our lorry stock up. So not all to be eaten tomorrow. I don't think I can show it on YouTube because I don't want to get YouTube angry. But yeah, I'm testing. It has a bit of a spike at the end of it, but this is a nail that we use. We get them from our farrier, and these are the nails that will be keeping your horse's shoe on your horse, and you'll need to get some more for picking your stud holes out, because having a tiny little hole in the metal shoe is gonna attract stones and grime, so I need to get that out. These are really handy. I don't think I'll go into things like phone chargers because I think if you're going eventing, you would have been out in your lorry or your trailer and you'll have everything that you like need. Don't forget girths. I'm gonna go and get our girths because I will forget them. It is quite a good idea to write a checklist, because I can't really say our checklist because it will be different for you. So that that's good. I'm always a bit scared when I write the eventing checklist of the year, that something's changed and I've like forgotten a breastplate or something, or like a girth, and it would be like really bad. But yeah, I would like to reiterate again that eventing is not about winning and qualifying for things, because if that's what you want to do, then like dressage and show jumping and NSCA and like riding clubs and things like that are probably the best thing, because you have so many factors that can go so wrong, and you can really hurt yourself. So don't go chasing results and don't put too much pressure on yourselves. It's not worth it. Anyway, that's all from me. I will probably be vlogging tomorrow, see how it goes. If you would like more day in the life vlogs, or morning before school vlogs, or what I do with the horse in a day, or like a guide to feeding, I'm probably not the best to ask about that, but I'm very happy to do things because I now have them in my garden, so it's very accessible for me to film. And if you are appreciating the vlogs, I really like to know, because I did have a few comments on TikTok asking me to come back, and on Instagram and on YouTube, so I hope this has been worthwhile, because it's a bit scary. Anyway, wish me luck tomorrow, and I will be back. Yeah, let me know what you want to see. I'm pretty open to anything, any requests, just like this, I can do it. Don't think I've been too helpful, but I can do it. Yeah, thanks for watching.